Have you ever wondered how a land bathed in religious significance became the epicenter of one of the longest ongoing conflicts in human history? This tale begins thousands of years ago with early Jewish and Arab settlements, both laying claim to this sacred ground. These communities coexisted, albeit uneasily, their destinies forever intertwined. The 20th century brought a seismic shift. Post-World War I, the British Empire, wielding their newly acquired mandate over Palestine, issued the Balfour Declaration. This document declared British support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This news was met with jubilation by Jewish communities worldwide and led to a surge in Jewish immigration to Palestine. However, this influx was not greeted warmly by the Arab population, who viewed this as an encroachment on their homeland. Tensions escalated, sparking a series of violent clashes that would foreshadow the struggles to come. Thus, the stage was set for a conflict that would span decades, embroiling the world in its complexities. 1947, the United Nations proposes a partition plan, carving out a Jewish state from Palestine. But what happened next? The Arab nations vehemently rejected the UN's partition plan, viewing it as an infringement of the rights of the majority Arab population in Palestine. This led to rising tensions and sporadic violence. Then, on May 14, 1948, the State of Israel was declared, marking the birth of a new nation in the heart of the Middle East. The declaration ignited the spark of the First Arab-Israeli War. 5 Arab nations launched a military intervention aiming to prevent the establishment of the Jewish state. The war ended in 1949 with Israel's victory, but it was not without consequences. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced, becoming refugees in what was left of their homeland and neighboring Arab countries. The aftermath of the First Arab-Israeli War left deep scars, fueling further conflict. The birth of Israel had changed the map of the Middle East, and the ripple effects of this seismic shift are still felt today. The 1967 Six-Day War, the 1973 Yom Kippur War, the Oslo Accords, the Camp David Summit. What do all these have in common? These are pivotal moments in the history of the Israel-Palestine conflict, encapsulating the trials and tribulations of a region striving for peace. The Six-Day War of 1967 dramatically shifted the power dynamics, with Israel seizing major territories including the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Fast forward to 1973, we see the Yom Kippur War, where the Arab nations sought to reclaim these territories, further exacerbating the conflict. In the face of these wars, there have been numerous attempts at forging peace. The Oslo Accords in the mid-90s and the Camp David Summit in the year 2000 were significant endeavors to reconcile differences and establish a framework for coexistence. Yet, the peace they sought remains a distant dream. Despite multiple attempts, lasting peace remains elusive. Fast forward to the 21st century. Where does the Israel-Palestine conflict stand today? Today, the conflict is as complex as ever, with key issues revolving around settlements, borders, security, and the status of Jerusalem. Israeli settlements continue to expand, creating tension as Palestinians vie for the same land. The borders, originally drawn up in the mid-20th century, are a constant source of dispute, with both sides claiming sovereignty over certain areas. Security remains a major concern, with violence and unrest frequently erupting. The status of Jerusalem is perhaps the most contentious issue. Recognized by many as a city with significant religious and historical importance to both Israelis and Palestinians, the question of who should control it is a major sticking point in peace negotiations. The international community is deeply divided on these issues, and debates around a two-state solution continue to rage on. The Israel-Palestine conflict, a historical tangle of claims and counterclaims, continues to influence global politics, and its resolution remains one of the world's most daunting challenges.